All right, the time is here. Take advantage. If you're interested in promoting your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News, music, brand, or even yourself, email me, Sam Ant at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com for more information. Don't wait. Let's go.
Before we get to the last story about Ray J and Raycon, a lot of people keep saying Jay-Z's next. A lot of people are wondering why Jay-Z won't speak up about Diddy. Because they were very close. A lot of Rock Nation brunches together. They were thick as thieves.
Yeah.
Do you read into that? First, people saying, "Oh, Jay-Z's gonna be next. He's just as bad." And why do you think he's not even speaking right now? Is silence consent? Is silence consent in your book because he's not speaking?
Nah, silence is power.
Ooh.
Silence is power. And what I was gonna say toward the end of the Meek Mill video is you look at all of the people he looks up to, right? All of the power business people he's around. How many of them do you see on social media running their mouth on a daily? How many of them do you see reacting to all of the nonsense and all of the bullshit? And let it be known, right? To this date, Diddy has not been arrested.
Stop defending him. Don't defend him, man.
I'm not defending him.
That's what they're going to say.
Because we're right. And of course. But if he did all this stuff, would he not have been arrested? And I'm not saying he didn't. There's other information coming out about Diddy in the music industry that's dirty. It's not good. It does not look good for Diddy. Dirty, ugly, ferocious skeletons are coming out of the closet about Diddy. I'm not absolving that man at all, but he hasn't been arrested. So why would a Jay-Z come out and speak on mere allegations where he sits right now? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help Diddy. It doesn't help anybody. All it does is create a stir amongst us and get narratives created and assumptions created, and then facts, quote unquote, come out of those made up, you know what I mean, scenarios. And now you looked at a certain way. Jay-Z knows he's hated amongst people below him, and we're all below him, you know. And I don't mean that as far as like humans. I mean that as far as financial status and power and little things like that.
Right.
Would it make sense for him to go and respond to a Jaguar, right? Love Jag. Would it make sense for him to go and respond to everything that's said about him from people that even were close to him? It doesn't. It's not who he is. It's never been who he is.
Right.
And I think it would just hurt him. So no, I think silence in this situation, bro, is power. Now you ask me, do I think he's next? And I'm gonna go along the lines with Diddy was not arrested yet. He's on mere allegations. So to think that it could happen, yeah, allegations could get created, and we could be looking at this situation. But what would be the scenario for that to happen is an interesting scenario. So I don't know.
I think people, let's be honest, a lot of people want this stuff about Diddy to be true.
What?
Because it's like you hate him, it's a vendetta. You want the dirt. You want the tea.
Yeah.
You want to know. Maybe you got abused or something happened in your life, so you empathize or sympathize. A lot of people want this. They don't really know what happened. They weren't there, but they're like, oh, he did it. He had to do it. And as far as with Jay-Z, there's a saying is that, like, and I heard T.I. saying this one time in an interview. He said, the moon is up that night, and the dog is just barking at the moon, nonstop, all night. But the moon never responds. It just keeps shining. And like you said, silence is power. Jay-Z's not the type of dude to respond to stuff like that anyway. If anything, it might be a one-liner or a two-liner in a song or something like that. But it makes no sense, because if he were to respond, it would be career suicide. Because no matter what he said, if it wasn't condemning Diddy,
Right,
it was anything like he was, supportive or waiting to see what this happened here or whatever, they would destroy that man.
Crush him.
And I think, and I know, I ain't gonna say I think, from listening to Jay-Z, listening to his lyrics over the years, I know that he understands the climate for a black man in America.
Mm-hmm.
And he understands that he could be on the chopping block at any given moment. And he's hinted with little things over the years in his little songs, if you've really been listening, about the possibility of that, happening.
Yeah.
I wish I could add him into this video, but for copyright reasons I can't.
Right.
But there's a lot of things that he says. So right now I just think it's cool. You got to sit back and wait. And like you said, nobody's been arrested.
Right.
It's just some lawsuits right now, civil things. Even if Diddy got convicted, I don't think he probably would even speak about it. He just gonna fall back, probably distance himself, and chill. So for the people saying that's Jay-Z, Jay-Z's next, It could be some bogus shit that come out about him. It could be. It could, because nobody's really exempt, especially a billionaire black man. Nobody's exempt.
And that's the sad part. And you got to
Right.
ask yourself as a community, as a people, right? Do you know if it's true or do you just want it to be true?
Exactly.
And if you want it to be true, why? Why would you want to tear down a brother based off of preconceptions or notions or you just don't like him? The tea y'all drinking is poison, man.
Ooh.
It is. And y'all really got to realize the tea that y'all so desperately yearn for, the drama you so desperately yearns for is poisoning. And I'm not saying or absolving any of these men from anything because if they did it,
Right.
and they did it to children, and they violated women, and they did all, and I'm talking about violated women to where you sexually, you did anything that just destroyed a piece of humanity, then you deserve to go down. But if you stepped on a couple toes or a couple heads to get to the top, and they would have stepped on yours first, do what you got to do to make it in business. And that just is what it is. We all would love to get to a certain status where we didn't have to worry about paying our bills or worried about our kids' future or worried about we all thrive for that piece of the pie. And Jay-Z worked his ass off to get it. And not everybody's going to like him for
He
it on
sold
his
his
journey
soul.
on his way.
He sold his soul.
That's every
what they
black
gonna
man
say.
sold his soul to do it. And that pisses me off.
But how
too.
come if you notice they could be like in Nigeria, they could be a billionaire or Ghana. They ain't never sell their soul.
Kings.
You know what I'm saying?
Royalty. Well, we ain't African no more anyway. No, that's
Oh,
the
I
story
forgot
that goes
about that.
around. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Aboriginals.
You know what I mean? So,
Who's here first?
you know what I mean? So, don't, who knows? We just all dazed and fucking confused in our community right now.
Yeah, man. But that great subject, man. You got the